everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, probably a big clue in the title, is all about the new diet that I have been doing the last couple of months. I've talked about it on my Instagram and I have had so many questions because I think weight loss for women is something that we are always obsessing over or talking about, and I've done videos previously on how I've been feeling about my postpartum body and, you know, I've just not felt very happy, very confident in myself. So I wanted to do something for me, and I'd followed a couple of other Instagrammers and YouTubers that have done the Cambridge weight plan and they had amazing results, and I just felt that it would probably be the diet for me. As I said, I've been sharing little bits of my journey on my Instagram and I've had so many questions, and there seem to be the same questions over and over from lots of different women. So I thought I'd do kind of like a Q&A, share my experiences and chat a bit about what Cambridge weight plan is. So like myself, I think a lot of people have misconceptions about what Cambridge weight plan is, and that you can't possibly keep the weight off afterwards, and that it's a fad diet, and yes, you'll see results, but the minute you start eating normally that you'll just put the weight back on. With Cambridge weight plan, it's actually a diet that was created from the Cambridge University, pretty sure I'm right in saying that, and it was designed by doctors originally for people who were obese that were going for surgery and they needed to drop a lot of weight very quickly. Obviously they saw that this had really good results and that it was something that could sell quite well, so they've introduced it to the general public, and you can now start Cambridge whoever you are, wherever you are. So with Cambridge there are 6 different steps, and each step is different in terms of how many Cambridge weight plan products you have and how much normal food you have, how many carbs you have, vegetables, all that kind of thing. So I'm going to try and just summarise the steps. So there is step 1A and step 1B, and depending on which one you go on, so 1A would be 3 Cambridge weight plan products a day. That is it. And each product is 200 calories. So that's an incredibly hard step to do. It's not one that I started on because I felt as a mum of 3 I couldn't sustain enough energy with just 600 calories. If you're doing 1B, that is 4 weight plan products per day, so that's 800 calories. There's step 2, which is 3 weight plan products and then a 200 calorie meal. That is the step that I started off on. I did that for nearly a month and I lost a stone in less than a month. In my first week I lost half a stone. By the second week I'd lost 10 pounds, and then the following week I'd lost I think about 3 pounds, and the following week I lost a couple of pounds. So yeah, I lost just over a stone in my first month. Since then, I would say probably in like the last 6 weeks, I've gone up to step 3, purely because it's been some holidays. I've had a holiday booked, I'm going back to see family, and one, I wanted the energy to be able to run around with my kids and enjoy my holiday, and 2, you know, you don't go on holiday all the time, and I didn't want to be completely restrictive, so I floated between step 3 and step 4. I put about 2-3 pounds on over holiday because I did have a few cheat days. That was one of my questions, do I ever cheat on Cambridge? When I was on step 2, no, I completely stuck to it. It is very, very hard because it is 0 carbs. I'll go into that bit in a second. So yeah, I didn't with that, but with step 3 and step 4, because you are allowed a small amount of carbs, I'm not going to lie, I did sneak in a chocolate bar here and there. I did have probably a heavier calorie dinner, but I was on holiday and I thought, you know, I don't want this to take over my life, but, you know, at the same time I was still being sensible, but I did enjoy myself. So the difference between step 3 and step 4 is basically the dinners that you have, the meals. So on step 3 and step 4 you have 2 Cambridge weight plan products that go with a meal. So for breakfast you would have 1 Cambridge plan product and then 150 calorie breakfast. You would then have a salad lunch. You would then have a 400 calorie dinner and a product, and then you get a milk allowance which is about 200 200 ml, and then you can drink as much water, tea and coffee as you like. And then rather than going to all the steps, it basically then, the way you work up the steps, you will then gradually increase your calorie intake. So your breakfast will then go up to 200 calories on step 4, up to 300 calories on step 5. You kind of get my drift. So basically step 1 is sole source. You have nothing but Cambridge Weight Plan products. And then you go right up to step 6, which is you have no Cambridge Weight Plan products, and that is your maintaining level. So to answer the question on how you maintain the weight afterwards, the idea is that you will start off at the lowest level possible that suits you and your lifestyle, and then once you're at your target, I think it's every 2 weeks they recommend you go up a step, so that your body then gets used to the extra calories and normal food, if you like, to where you are then on step 6 and you're not having any Cambridge Weight Plan products, and then that is you. And the whole point of the diet, like a lot of things like Slimming World or Weight Watchers, it teaches you portion sizes, portion control, because the way my consultant explained it to me is that if you looked at a Victorian dinner plate and looked at our dinner plate, we massively overeat, and I think nowadays we think we need that amount of food when actually we don't need as many calories as what they recommend and what they state. We can actually survive off a lot less, and that's why obviously back then you didn't really have people that were overweight or have any health problems with regards to their weight. So it's kind of, the plan's devised from that sort of theory, and that we don't need as much food as what we consume nowadays. So that's why I really liked the plan, because it teaches you portion sizes, it teaches you what are good carbs, what are bad carbs, what are good sugars, what are bad sugars. And for me personally, I think I've mentioned it in a previous video, I'm a very fussy eater. So following something like Slimming World or Weight Watchers or any of those kinds of plans, I found it difficult because a lot of the meal ideas I wouldn't eat, whereas with Cambridge, because it's 3 products and then a 200 calorie meal that's no carbs, it's basically meat and salad or meat and vegetables, I find that a lot easier because then I can tailor it to my liking. It is very samey, it is very bland, it is very boring if I'm honest, but because the results are so quick and I only really wanted to lose about 2 stone, I knew it's not going to be for a very long time. I've been doing it, about 2.5, nearly 3 months now, and in total I've lost just over a stone. I think it's somewhere around, I haven't seen my consultant for 2 weeks because we've both been away, so I'm not 100% sure on my weight loss at this point, but I think it's about 16, 17 pounds, something like that. So I've got less than a stone to go until I get to my target. However, because I'm feeling better in my clothes and I'm feeling better in myself and a lot more confident, it might only take another sort of £5, and I think actually, do you know what, I'm really comfortable where I am. I'm feeling confident. I want to work my way up the steps. I just sort of came up with a figure and thought, yeah, that's my healthy BMI, all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, it was never really, and it still isn't, about what the scales say. It's more about my clothes, how I feel in my clothes, how I feel about myself. So yeah, I've found the diet, it is hard, I'm not gonna lie. That was one of the questions, is it a hard diet? And yes, it is. It is very, very hard, especially if you start off on step 2, because it's so restrictive. There's no carbs, and the first 3 days are quite difficult. Day 1 is fine. Day 2 is pretty tough. I would say 3 and 4 are a killer. They are hard. Day 5, you just kind of, that for me was when I was questioning whether I was going to continue, and then it was almost like day 6, day 7 you start to then come out of it, and that's when your body goes into ketosis, which is fat burning. So because you haven't got any carbs, your body then is basically surviving off of the fat stores in your body, and that's why you lose the weight so quickly. So at the risk of this being a really waffly video, I hope that I've kind of summarised it. So I'm going to have a look at the questions that are on my phone that people sent me through Instagram, but basically it is a step style diet. You could go in and start off at step 4, you could go in and start at step 1, or you could start at step 2 like myself, or even step 3. You could continue the Cambridge Weight Plan products forever if you wanted to. My consultant lost the weight about, I think she did about 10-15 years ago, and she always has a shake for breakfast purely because she really likes them. I've mainly used shakes and the bars. There are meals like there's porridge for breakfast, there's a spag bowl, a macaroni cheese, things like that. But personally I didn't really like them, but I much preferred the bars. They're quite nice, and I find it easy on the go having a bar or a shake, you know, doing school run, nursery runs, all that kind of thing. So I'm gonna just have a quick look at some of your questions. One of them was, I won't read out who they are just in case these people want to stay private, and quite a few of them were the same questions. So how much have you lost? So I've gone into that. How you find it, and how do you find it when you're out and about? So on step 2, very restrictive. I never went out and ate, because there's not really anything you can do unless, you know, you go somewhere and you know that you're just going to have like a salad, but even then you can't have any dressing on it, you can't have tomatoes, there's like certain even salad bits that you can't have, so it is very, very restrictive. But when I was on step 3 and step 4, you know, you can go out and there are certain things that you can eat, and you know, most places are quite flexible, aren't they? Like you said, can you leave this out? How long have you been on it and how much have you lost? So I've already answered that question, just over a stone, and I've been doing it about 2.5 months now. I'd love to try Cambridge, but I have no idea where to start. So I will leave a link to the Cambridge Weight Plan website, and on there there's a box where you can put in your postcode, and it will come up with a list of consultants in your area and their email address. That's all I did, and then you just email them, and then they'll give you like a free, well, mine did give you a free consultation, chat to you about the plan. They'll take your weight and your measurements, because I think you've got to, the only stipulation is that you have to be within the bracket of needing to lose a certain amount of weight. So, you know, if you're already considered to be within a healthy BMI, obviously I was doing mine to lose baby weight, then I don't believe they will take you on. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, contact a local consultant in your area. How do you plan to come off Cambridge and return to normal eating and maintain weight loss? So as I said, once I hit my target, then I slowly start to work up the steps until I'm completely off of the products, and yeah, just maintaining. I'm a nurse, so I work 12.5-hour shifts on my feet. Would the diet be enough for me? On step 2, I would probably say no. It's like 800 calories a day, and I've found that as a struggle as a stay-at-home mum. I mean, I'm on my feet a lot anyway, doing, you know, this, that and the other. I would maybe say one of the highest steps, but it really does, sorry, I've got a knot in my hair. It really does depend what you're used to. So I'm not a, sorry, my memory card was full then. Yeah, so saying about the nurse and the 12.5-hour shifts, I would maybe recommend doing a higher step. However, everybody's different as to what they can cope with, so have a chat with a consultant and see what they recommend as well. How much do you pay? Is it a monthly fee? So no, I pay every week when I go and buy my products, but I guess you could buy your products for the month. I don't know whether it varies from place to place. So I do mine out of a pharmacy, so something like there's a bit of VAT on them, but every product is a different price, so you pay per product that you're using. So if you're on one of the lower steps, like step 1 or step 2, it's going to cost you more because you're having 3 to 4 products a day. Typically the bars are something like £2.75, the shakes are something like £2.11. So I think it varies something. I think the cheapest it could be is around £35–40 a week, and the most expensive you're looking at like £70 to £80 a week. So yeah, it just depends what mix of products that you want to have. yeah, how many steps are there? So I've gone over that. So there's 6 steps, and if you go on their website, which I'll leave the link to below, it will explain each step in more depth than I have. What is the worst day? Does it make you dizzy and lightheaded? Yes, I have had dizzy and lightheaded days, mainly in the first week, and I would say probably day 4, day 5 is definitely the hardest. Once you get over the first week, it's fine. Honestly, how hard is Cambridge? I'm thinking of doing step 2. I won't lie, it is really hard, and like I said, once you get over that first week, it is a lot easier. But yeah, it's a mind over matter thing. If it's something that you really want, you will have a focus and a drive. And the key is just to kind of have a chilled week the first week, and I think timing is key. So I am going to go back down to step 2 just to shift this last bit, but I'm going to do it once the kids go back to school, because I've only got Olivia at home, so I've only got 1 child, and it will be a lot more chilled rather than, you know, got all 3 of them at home constantly on the go. So yeah, I think timing is key as well, with choosing what step you're going to do. When you get to target, how you keep it off, I've gone through that already, that I'll work up the steps. Do I ever cheat on Cambridge? Yes, I have confessed that I have, but not when I was on step 2, because the thing is, with step 2, the whole point is that you get your body into ketosis, which takes about 3 to 4 days depending on a person. So once you're in that, even just a biscuit or a slice of bread is going to kick your body out of ketosis, and then you're going to have to go through that whole first 2-3 days, which are hellish, when you've got the headaches, you feel sick, yeah, you get a really funny taste in your mouth. That is one of the horrible side effects of Cambridge. It can make you constipated, but I haven't suffered with any of that. The key is just to drink lots of water. So for me, because I knew it was the ketosis step, I was like, I'm not eating anything that's going to kick me out of this. So I am not looking forward to that bit, because it is really hard. But on the flip side, I keep telling myself, I've done it before, I can do it again, and then once I've hit my target, I'm never going to have to do it again. But yeah, I hope that's answered everybody's questions about the plan. I do really rate and really recommend the diet, but it is tough. If you are quite a big eater and you're used to really big portions, and you like your alcohol, because you can't have any alcohol either, on the lower steps anyway, I wouldn't maybe say it's the diet for you, or just prepare you that it is going to be very difficult. I have found the hardest bit really is just like giving up things like bread, and crisps and chips and stuff like that with my dinner, but it's given me fast results. I feel so much happier, I feel so much healthier, I feel so much more confident, and for me, like I've said earlier, that was the most important thing to me, not what the scale said. So for that reason, I massively rate Cambridge, and yeah, I have enjoyed, I'll say enjoy, no one really enjoys a diet, but yeah, I have enjoyed doing Cambridge. So I will plan on doing another video when I get to Target and showing my before and after photos when I get to Target. I wanted to wait till I get there to kind of do, so you can really see the difference. I mean, you can tell a difference now, but I really wanted to see like the dramatic difference in the before and after. Also, one other point to add, that you have to wait until you are 3 months postpartum if you are doing it to lose baby weight. So I actually started when Olivia was about 4 months old. I gave myself that extra month because your body still needs time to heal, and I also got tonsillitis. So I waited because they say, you know, you need to be at your best to start the diet, especially if you're doing step 2, because it is pretty tough. So much for watching. As I said, I will leave a link to the Cambridge Weight Plan website below, which will have more details, and also how you can get in touch with a consultant. Also, there is another YouTuber, 2 YouTubers actually, who have done it. One is SJ and the other one is Rianne. I will leave links to their channels as well, because they've done more videos than I have, and SJ is at Target and has been maintaining for months, and she looks phenomenal. So go and follow her, and she is one of the ones that did actually inspire me to do Cambridge, because she's a mum of 3 and I related to her in so many ways. So yeah, big thanks to her for sharing Cambridge, because otherwise I never would have known about it, and I probably wouldn't have ever done it. Thanks so much for watching. If you do have any more questions, anything I can help or answer, or you want a bit of support and you're doing it as well, leave a comment below, and yeah, we can chat and I can help you in any way, and you can also help me if you're doing it, because you know, you do need support when you are doing a diet like this. But thanks so much for watching. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, it would mean the world if you hit the subscribe button and share this video with anyone you think might like it or find it useful. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!